Yo, what's going on? Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Chilling with some more Astral Chain. This game is great. This game is super good so far. It's super anime, but I mean, you know, whatever. Fun is fun. Fun is fun, guys. Good is good. Bad is bad. There should be a different word that's worse than bad or wrong, like badong. No, it's a movie line, guys. Come on. Actually, I combined two movie lines. Actually, it's funny. I didn't really mean to, but I combined two movie lines that were made by the same person, Steve Odekirk. I combined Thumb Wars and Kung Pao together. Badonger. Oh, what's going on, everyone? Dude, this game is super chill, super fun. Hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough. I'm enjoying the playthrough. We're gonna beat this game though, maybe tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. I don't think so. Two things you've never heard of. Well, you're Swiss or Swedish? Swedish? I want to say Swedish. So they're pretty niche films in America as it is. I'd be really surprised if you heard of either of them. Be really surprised. Man, I hate it when my beard gets too long and I have to, whenever I take a drink, it takes a little bit of it. I gotta shave. Polish? Really? I don't think I've ever commented on your nationality before. I think that might have been someone else that's commented on your nationality before, but I had no idea. It's hard to remember everything for me because I'm bad. But either way, you're not American. That's the most important part. And if most Americans haven't heard of these movies, so if you had to, that you're Swedish. Oh, I don't remember ever doing it before. But hey, I trust you. What's up, Lionel Lee Luna? Thank you for the host. Say hello to some of you awesome people in here. We'll get chilling with this game. It's funny because I say chill, but it's like only like in the precinct will it be chilling. The rest is gonna be fast-paced action with doggos digging up stuff. Apparently, I guess. Eagle Falcon, what's going on? This is the time loop game that I go to find the next vending machine jam. Oshimi, what's up? What's going on? Spasmodius. Been trying the new Amazon coffee, tolerable for the price. I get my coffee from Peerless. I usually get like French roast or French vanilla or hazelnut or something. You know, those are like the standards. Like everybody likes those. But every time I make an order, I'll look for one or two unique blends and I'll try it. And if I like it, great. If I don't, then I just go, well, I've had some really bad blends, but I've had some really good ones too. What's up, Icy? Jimmy Jam. Doggo time. That's right, we got Doggo. Unfortunately, my Doggo can't kill the precinct Doggo. Sadly. What's up, Kane View? Tom Patera, what's up? Dice Freak. Astral Chain butt. Wait, no, that's the game. The integrity, man. Raging Zit, what's going on? What's up, Lena Lee? Iron Mog, what's going on, dude? Hello, friend. Hi, friend. Cindy, what's up? Oh, Hollow Knight, nice. Hollow Knight is super fun. Super duper fun. Well, thank you for hosting. Yeah, yep. I would say that is probably a thing that would impact high level play. I could just chill in this precinct and just like hang out. All right, we gotta meet Hal on the roof, but first I wanted to go back into the PC because we learned a lot of different things in the data log last night, and I wanted to go through them. No, it wasn't in here. Maybe I can't go through. Oh, dude, I wonder if I go back into these missions, if like, if I have to start it over from the beginning, or if I can start it off. I can start it from any part, can't I? Cool. Okay, so I could just start it from any part I want. If I wanted to go back into old levels. I kind of want to, but I also kind of don't want to. I kind of just want to beat the game and then, I don't know, like, what do I have to play? What do I have to play? What's on my agenda for things to play? Because I think if I catch up with video games, I could start 100%ing some games that I really like. You know? Let's see, we've got to finish up Fell Seal. We do got to finish up Fell Seal. I may pass it up. I may just play the rest on my own time. The object was to see what it's about, and I said that I may not finish the entire game. I might just stop streaming it whenever I feel like I want to stop streaming it. But it's also been a few weeks since we've played it, so it's kind of like, it's been out for a month on the Switch now, and I played it when it was new, so I'm a little rusty on all that, but I do want to play it. I just maybe play it on my own time. So Astral Chain, Final Fantasy VIII HD. The next thing isn't until the 27th, which is DQ11 and Death Stranding, which, by the way, or not Death Stranding, but Code Vein, which, by the way, that weekend I'll be out, which is kind of a bummer because the two games that I really want to play come out that weekend, and I'll be the 4 days that I would stream it, I won't be able to, so I'll miss a week on that stuff. But I'll be playing DQ11 the following week. So yeah, the weekend of the 27th, I'll be not streaming as I'm unable to. I did say but. So yeah, what we don't have anything that we're. Yeah, I won't be doing the Link's Awakening remake because I haven't played the original. So, all right, was it in here? I wanted to read those files from last night. But I was the end of my stream, and I was just like, well, I'm not gonna do that tonight. Ooh, lots of stuff. Rare material code 3. We've come to an accord. Rare material code times 3. It's on the writing I list, Iron Mog, and I guess it may have been a mistake to put it on that list. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. I never played Link's Awakening. I got it to put it on the list, and so I gave a chance to play it. And like a week later, the remaster was announced, or the remake was announced. And the thing is that I don't take games off once they're on without good reason, without very, very good reason, because if people have voted on those games or other games have been voted on aside from that game, it feels like I'm taking away from people, and that's not cool. Like, oh, you voted for this before, but now It'll never be on the list. Ha 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 ha. So you'll never get to see me play it. You know, it's super not cool. So I just don't. Once the game's on there, I goof if it's a mistake because remake comes out. I'm not gonna take it off because that is not fair to people. So. So maybe bad luck because the remake was announced shortly after, but whatever. That's just the way it goes. Man, how am I supposed to get into that those files again? Maybe it was an item. Damn, did I miss out on some cool information stuff because of that? Because I was too late in the day and I wanted to go to sleep? Yeah. Yeah. I guess I missed out on looking at some cool info because well, maybe when I talk to Hal, I'll be able to. Maybe what if I talk to Hal, I'll be able to get more information.
Iris startup. Information display.
Dude, this guy's mega creeping on Marie. Look. He's looking at Marie. That's his he's got a thing for her. Oh, I get stuff for saving kitties from her. Maybe not. I should invent a time machine to go back in time and warn myself not to play Ephemeral Fantasia. But I mean, honestly, guys, like, it's been an experience worth having. I honestly believe that, you know, because like that game is so bad. Like it's almost like a way of appreciating other games that are far superior or even moderately superior. Like I'm gonna look at every game differently now and just be like, at least it's not Ephemeral Fantasia. I mean, I was already like that with like Quest 64, but do you guys understand why Beyond the Beyond is bad now? When games don't give players correct, when games don't give players correct what's the word I'm looking for? Like direction, you know? It's not like they need to hold my hand. I don't need them to hold my hand and walk me across the street directly to the destination. But when you do absolutely nothing to help a player move forward with like a giant ass world like that, what are you supposed to do? It's like playing World of Warcraft, except there's no monsters on screen. There's only random encounters, and there's no quests. And you start, and you're supposed to like figure out where to go. And the quests are just vague dialogue from the NPCs instead of actual quests. That's what it feels like. Yeah. By the way, Ironmog, are you playing the WoW Classic? I know you have a particular interest well, had a particular interest in WoW anyway. So I figured the Classic might be up your alley more. You know, I feel like it'll be like that for a while. You know, I memed on it hard too. I memed on it hard too, but I've been kind of messing around with it a little bit too. And again, I put it off for a long time because of the memeing, but it's like, I probably won't give it the same kind of love I give anything else, but it's fun to just kind of go in and be like, cool, look at this nostalgia, and then I'll probably be done with it, but who knows, maybe.
Seriously? What data card? You know, from the subway, when we met Jenna Anderson? That data card? Yikes. Anyway, check this out. The data was set up with some heavy-duty encryption, but I managed to crack it.
Oh, wow.
Inside, I found some lab documents, along with some map data. And then a bunch of links to news sites to top it all off. They look like results from a series of drug tests. All the same drug, too. The documents are from the Aegis Research Institute. So I assume
you mean WCU playing Horde then?
Project of theirs. If I had to guess, I'd say Jenna took the documents along with the Legion Corps when she attacked the lab. But why? Pharmaceuticals are admittedly beyond my realm of expertise. But as far as I can tell, this drug has a lot in common with an anti-red shift drug the government supposedly made years ago. Everyone thought those drugs might save our whole species, but then the government stopped giving them out after the pandemic. They never officially said why, of course, but rumor has it the drugs and the pandemic were related. The drug in these documents has an extra chemical compound I can't ID, though. Hard to say what it does.
So we're gonna get some exposition dump. Oh my god, yeah, dude. Like, okay, I'm playing on Horde as well. I'm playing on Old Blanchie, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Yagamoth and Elmegus, they're on Old Blanchie as well, Horde side. So if you do to pick up the classic and give it a go, that's where I'm at. Some of the questing is so stupid, so ridiculous. Like the quest mark will be loaded with mobs, and if you fight anything more than one enemy, like I spend more times dead than I do alive, or traveling, walking, going back to level up professions so I can level them up while I'm questing. Like, I mean, I kind of like some of that part. I kind of like the whole like, oh yeah, you got to take care of all of your character while you're leveling. You got to take care of your herbalism or your, you know, your skinning as you're leveling. And if you don't, you got to go back and level it up and stuff. And I kind of like that whole build the whole character up as you're going kind of thing. But at the same time, dude, it's so slow, you know? It feels huge. Yeah, it feels like, oh man, I gotta go all the way to Ashenvale to quest now. You have to run everywhere, right? I know. The quality of life is so bad. But at the same time, I actually have to give it marks, because at the same time, like, Retail WoW, or at least like Cataclysm and On, just felt like such a rush. You know, just get all the quests, go kill everything, come back, do it, level as fast as possible. I don't think, it's like, for whatever reason, I just don't care about how fast I'm going. I mean, I want to go fast, but like, whatever. Yeah, it feels more like an adventure. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. I shit on it so hard, like, oh my god, people are gonna go, you know, in there and they're gonna realize how garbage the game is. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that retail is so bad right now that Classic feels better, even though it's worse, you know? Retail is just this hard process, and it's all RNG, like a gacha game, you know? But I think it's just people want to change. That's really it. Yeah, get the best rolls for your, yeah, exactly, yeah. I haven't played current retail WoW. I stopped after WoD, but I've heard enough, and I know, you know, I know about it. But at least Classic provides nostalgia to people. That's the difference. Retail doesn't provide that. But anyway, we'll see how I feel about it or how other people feel about it, and see if I'm right. Because I'm not technically wrong yet. I said people will get in there and be like, oh my god, the nostalgia, and then they'll realize when they get to max level that it's not all what it's cracked up to be, and then they'll stop playing because there's no arena, there's barely any battlegrounds. The honor system is garbage. Raids are pretty simple, like it's tank and spank for the most part. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too, Iron Mog. Yeah, and again, I'm only messing around with it, play an hour a day or something like that. I think I'm level 22, playing a Horde Rogue on Old Blanchy, which is very low. Like the grind hasn't even begun yet. But it's been enjoyable from a nostalgia perspective. Like, oh yeah, I remember this awful quest. Let's get going on this. But yeah, we're gonna get some story going on here.
Haven't been able to close. Something about a gang with near superhuman strength, calling themselves the Hermits.
Really? What level is 7? He can't possibly be max level already, is he?
If so, the police are one thing, but I can't imagine why Neuron would have much trouble with them. They're only human. Either way, none of this sounds like the Hermits I know at all. I mean, they're hackers. Sort of a rob from the rich, give to the poor deal. Maybe a little shady, but I know they're decent guys. Or they were, at least. So, the question is, why did Jenna think we should see all these news links?
So that's normal, Rageson. Okay, I come from this environment. I come from this environment where you need to apply to a guild in order to raid, and to that end, I would say it's not necessarily elitism. It's more like protecting your likelihood of clearing content. And see, the thing is that anybody can throw up an application, but if you're not really serious about raiding or anything, or if you don't have any raid experience, like you're not gonna pass that threshold. The only elitism that really comes into play is when you get shit on for having lower DPS instead of helping someone through. Like, what am I doing wrong? What the heck? You know, it's like if you want to clear content in a raid, you have to have people that are ready to do it and that can perform it. Granted, vanilla raids aren't very difficult and you can have a lot of room for error, but getting 40 people, like you said, 40 people all on the same line and super geared and super pro elite, that's gonna be pretty rough. But I would imagine most guilds are gonna have some leeway when it comes to that kind of thing, because getting 40 people is going to be hard, but they can at least like filter out some people that are like 14. It's like, my dad says I can play on the weekends, and it's like, well, that's not a raider. That's not someone that's going to show up to raids each week, you know, and perform or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I did this. I ran a guild. I ran a top 100 guild, meaning we were one of the top 100 guilds to clear the content. That's very high. You need certain people for that kind of thing, and you don't want, you know, Jimmy just getting carried by doing nothing in order to help the raid move on and failing the mechanics. So it's a necessary thing for a raiding guild to have an application process, because just by having an application process, you're already weeding out like half of the people that are just like, whatever. And that is super important, trust me, because I have had more than my fair share of terrible, horrible players that do nothing to help the raid team. They just show up maybe once or twice, hope to get carried, fail to every mechanic, and then want to get gear, and then they leave. They almost always leave as soon as they get a few pieces of gear, and you got to filter that out. It's super important. Like, people let me like, if you want to clear content, you have to have a lot of people that are like-minded, that they know that gear is just the means to an ends. The ends is clearing the content and then preparing for the next content. The means is just getting the gear. The end is the content. So like gear is just there, whatever. It's just a tool to advance your progression. And a lot of people think gear is the end game, and that's bad. And on top of that, you gotta have some kind of performance from your players. If you're the living bomb on Geddon and you run into the middle of the group and blow everybody up and you die, guess what you didn't do? You didn't kill the boss. So like, if you don't know how to do the stuff and you can't learn how to do the stuff, we don't have nothing big to offer. You have no leverage to work with. I give you. Oh, these are just random guilds that don't even have any progression of their own. Well, maybe they're trying to instill that sort of feeling. They're trying to be like, hey, we're serious. You know, I still think application process is fine in any regard. Although I will say, like, it probably depends on how like elitist they are with the questions. Like if they're asking you like algebraic questions which have nothing to do with rating because they want to know if you can math out your stats and stuff, your stat weights and whatever, or if they're like, you know, like Jimmy Jam said, no achievement, no raid, whatever, that kind of stuff, you know, like there's different levels of like being elitist with applications. Although I don't know what you saw, so I take your word for it in that regard. But just having an app, I would say, is fine at this point. But it's still pretty funny how early on this is, you know, in the whole scheme of things. And people are already trying to build raid teams, like hardly anybody's level 60. Yeah. Personally, I doubt I'll raid at all, because I can't commit to a raid time. The only time I'd be able to commit to a raid time is Wednesday, and Wednesdays are busy days anyway, so I like, even if I get max level, I don't really have any
really detailed map of Zone 09. I know
way to raid. Plus, I would rather raid an FF14, and I just stopped doing that.
Down for 20 years or so, since the pandemic.
Wait, background check? Oh, on retail. Yeah.
But the map on the data card is really thorough. It had to have come from direct observation. It's especially detailed around one upper camp in particular, Sector 5. But why there?
Because it's not Sector 4.
No matter how you look at it, Jenna is definitely trying to tell us something with this data card. I mean, she is a terrorist, so we can't exactly trust her. But quarantine or no, there's a lot of people still living in Zone 09. What'll happen to them if there's another incident? The government's not gonna help out, I can tell you that much. So, I've decided. I'm going in.
Yeah, you know, I think that's actually a better method of doing it, is just getting everybody in and then starting to weed people out. Because like the first few bosses are super easy. Not to mention, anybody that's like level 50 plus is probably a lot more serious about it than people like me at level 22. So they're getting ready to raid already, you know?
Sector 5 means a lot to me. If something's going on there, I gotta know.
Oh, hey, that's what Hal looks like.
There's nobody else I can trust with this. What am I gonna do? Hand the data over to the government and hope they handle it? They won't do anything for Zone 09. Oh, they'll say they'll look into it, file the card away somewhere. That'll be it. Even Neuron officers are forbidden from entering Zone 09 without permission. If you got caught in there, they'd take your Legion away. They'd probably even arrest you. Or worse.
Or I could show them the data and say, look, we might have a lead here.
In and out unnoticed. But if you really want to come, I could use the help.
Yo, extreme primals are the funnest. Like, honestly, if I just did extreme primals, I would be fine with the rating in FF14. And you can do that in group finders.
Anyway, I better get going soon. No time like the present, right? If you really want to help me out, head to Harmony Square. I'll put a beacon out for you to follow when you get there. I'll wait up for you. Just for a little while, though.